Hey everyone, it's Savannah. Welcome to my day old tea. Thanks to a Rift in Time DLC, we now have access to grape seeds in Disney Dreamlight Valley. And once I saw these cute grape plants, I immediately wanted to make a vineyard. And after looking at a few reference photos of some real life vineyards, I finally felt ready to take on this build. And I thought that Mirabelle's mini casita actually suited a vineyard aesthetic really nicely. I currently have Mirabelle's home placed in the meadow, and I really like it here, but I thought it might be fun to test out using her house in a vineyard build. And because I just can't get enough of the DLC right now, I placed Mirabelle's home in the jungle. This is actually in the wild Tangle lagoon biome. Here I'm just using my shovel to begin outlining how I want the grape seeds to sit. And in a lot of the photos that I looked at, the grape plants are actually spaced out quite a bit. So I guess you could walk in between the plants. So to kind of go along with that kind of vibe, I wanted to make the vineyard have a very diagonal feel. And I also wanted it to feel quite symmetrical. Now, Mirabelle's house is actually very asymmetrical, but I thought that the surrounding grounds would look really nice and polished if we made them very symmetrical. I also thought that having all the plants on a diagonal, kind of leading your eye towards the center path and towards Mirabelle's house, was a really nice design. And I think that this location could actually be really nice for a dream snap. That's kind of how I intended setting up the area. So it may not be perfect for walking around in this biome or even actually utilizing the garden. It's definitely more of an aesthetic build, but you can definitely take inspiration from this build and make it your own and make it functional for you and your valley. So once I've finally finished laying out all the plots for the seeds, I'm just taking a step back, making sure I'm liking the layout. And I left some path in between the little gardens so that I could eventually place some pathing. So here I'm going ahead and placing all of the grapes. As you can see, it's not the most efficient, so I don't think this design is that great for a functional garden in this game. But I think that laying them out in this way makes it look true to real life, at least from the photos that I've seen of vineyards online, so I went with it. And once I have all the seeds planted, it's of course time to get these watered. I think it takes about 20 minutes for the grapes to grow in fully. So in the meantime, we're gonna get started on the decorating. This is maybe my second build in Eternity Isle, and I'm really loving all of these jungle trees, so I really wanted to experiment with placing them all in Eternity Isle. And I love how they look next to Mirabelle's house. I think that her house in general really suits the jungle biome nicely. And the style of her home I found to be kind of similar to the styles of buildings and houses that I saw on vineyard photos. I also found that in a lot of the reference photos that there were very well manicured trees, often found throughout the landscape. So I popped in 6 of these plaza trees and I used them towards the back of the vineyard close to Mini Casita. And I really like how the height kind of connects the grapes to the house. You'll see this as the grapes eventually begin to grow in. I really love the gorgeous pink tree that's trailing up along Mini Casita. And sadly, we do not have a tree like this in the game, at least not yet. Hopefully, maybe they'll add one in the future. But until then, I'm using the cherry blossom trees from the Turning Red collection. This item can only be purchased in the item shop. It has a really nice animation of cherry blossom petals falling from the trees. So I just put 2 cherry blossom trees in between the plaza trees to just add more color and vibrance to the area. I think that this is very nice around Mirabelle's house because it is so colorful. Now I did first try out this Dazzle Rock bordered path here, but I ended up ultimately switching it out later, you'll see, to something a bit more rustic. I initially thought I wanted something more glam, a little bit bougie if you will, but I felt like the rustic path that I switched it to later actually suited Mirabelle's house better and went along with the jungle theme more. By the way, in case you're new and wondering, I do all my decorating in this game on Switch. Now that our grapes have fully come in, it's time to add in some more decor, and I added in this Ancient's Landing fence. It's so cool, and I thought it would be the best option on our vineyard. It really matches the grape plants well, and I think it looks really cute with Mirabelle's house too. And it was at at this moment that I realized that this path was just not going to work with this layout. I needed to go with something a bit more rustic than what I had initially thought, so I went ahead and removed it and swapped it out for the sun-baked earth path. I used this in the Sunlit Plateau, and I also think that it works perfectly in the Wild Tangle as well. And immediately I felt like this looked so much better and that I could continue. Mirabelle's house really looks nice with all of these warm orange tones, so that's why I added in this path as well as the flower bushes. I also placed down this cute little pink rug from the Encanto furniture collection because it just looks so nice as a little doormat up to her house, I think. At the ends of the fence, I ended up placing some flower shrubs and a couple other pieces of greenery just to help blend out the edge of the path up to Mirabelle's house. I felt like these barrels were a perfect addition to this build because, of course, we need barrels on the vineyard, and so I just mixed these in throughout the area. I also thought that they really added to the rustic feel I was going for with the vineyard. So yeah, I just scattered a bunch of barrels throughout the build, and I mixed them in throughout the grape plants as well, just so there was some continuity. I added in some seed bags as well as this cute little birdhouse up next to Mirabelle's front door. I added in just a few more trees surrounding the build, and then I had to address something kind of bugging me throughout the entire build, and that was this time rift over here back by my vineyard. And of course, I accidentally pulled out a grape, but I fixed it. Don't worry, we don't need to talk about it. We don't need to talk about it. But we do need to talk about getting into a fun and festive outfit for this build. I opted for this cute overall set, and I ended up keeping my character barefoot because I thought that was fitting for the vineyard aesthetic. Maybe we are mashing some grapes into wine, who knows? The capybaras have also become one of my new favorite companions, so I had to keep them around. I think they look so cute roaming throughout this biome and checking out my new vineyard. I really like how this build turns out. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know if I should leave Mirabelle's house here or move her back to the meadow, so let me know where you guys think her home looks best. I'm really hoping for a Dream Snaps theme coming up in the near future that would appropriately suit this build so that I can show off this cute little area. So let me know what you guys think of this build. I'm so excited to continue playing the new update as well as the DLC and explore everything that Eternity Isle has to offer. If you guys did enjoy this video, I would appreciate if you like, subscribe, ring the notification bell so you do not miss out on any of my upcoming posts. I play a lot of Disney Dreamlight Valley on my channel. It's one of my main focuses and favorite games to play, so I hope you'll join me. Until then, I hope you have a wonderful day, happy decorating, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!